This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
Hey everyone, I'm Steph, and today I'm taking over Tuesdays on Rob's channel. He gave it to me, so I am taking it. And today I want to talk about my top 50 games. Now I'm going to do them in different segments, so I'm going to do 10 each time, and I'll have 5 segments total. So this will be my number 50 through 49, working up. I'll talk about all the different games that I love so much. I've come to play about 3,000 games total, different games, unique titles. That is quite a feat, if I must say. I play a lot, so having to narrow down just 50 titles was very difficult, and there are so many wonderful games. It basically comes down to the games that I still hold true and dear to my heart because maybe I first started gaming and I fell in love with games, and so I have that nostalgia feeling, or maybe I just play it so much that I love it so much, or you know, some just don't get played as frequently, so they've kind of fallen over the years. So you know, anything has a possibility of being up in that 50, so it's crazy to see and narrow it down because it's hard. It's a hard thing. Now, I will start. Coming in at 50 is Paint the Roses. This game isn't even published yet, but I got to play the prototype several years ago now, and I was even given a prototype copy of it, so I've played it several times, and hopefully it will actually hit Kickstarter soon, and it will get produced for next year or this year maybe. But North Star Games had a lot of other projects going on, and so they do one game at a time, and Paint the Roses kind of got pushed back while they developed it more. But this game is a cooperative deduction game. Now you're trying to place these roses in patterns on the board to try and guess the patterns that other players have at the table. Now you're working together, so you want to try and place these so it helps you, but it helps them, and you get more information. There's a lot of negative information, so if they didn't use the tile that you just placed, well, you know that they don't have that blue diamond flower. Or so you have to think about it in so many different ways, and there's so much critical thinking that you're doing, and I just love that in games. So the fact that it's cooperative and deduction, it hits a lot of the right buttons for me. And this is one for you to watch for sure. I really like it. Coming in at number 49 is Castel, or Castel. It is a really cool theme. You don't really see this theme ever. I didn't even know what a Castel is, but it's a tower of people. And so during the game, you're going to go to these different locations, and you're going to recruit cast members to use in your towers and performances. And so you're doing all these different set collection and rearranging of your little tower of people. It's such a cool game, and I really love it. So it's definitely one that, you know, I want to be playing more. I want to be playing all of these more. Let's just figure that out. But I haven't played this in, I don't know, a few years now, and it's not okay. I gotta fix that. Coming in at number 48 is Star Realms. I've played thousands of games on that app. I have an Android on my phone, and I just play and play and play. I used to be in a league. I played it so much. And now they have all this content, and I'm a bit overwhelmed by all the content. However, you know, I'm pretty sure more is better. However, it's a lot of cards to shuffle. But I love all the different implementations that they've done with frontiers and colonies, and I just love Star Realms. It is probably my favorite deck builder, legit deck builder, and it's so easy and one I will always want to play. And if you haven't played it, just download the app and you'll learn it. It's wonderful. Number 47 is actually really new to the list. It's Galaxy Trucker. I've only played it a couple times, but it made such an impact on me that I that it's made it to the list, and maybe because it's new and exciting to me anyway. I'm a little late to the party, yes, but it's new and exciting for me that it made the list. But there's so many good things happening here. It's real time, and you don't know what's going to happen in the end. I mean, you just don't know. You're going to build your ship as best you can using tiles, racing to beat everybody else to building that ship. And then there's all these different things that are happening with the cards when they're revealed, and your ship might blow up. Who knows? So it's always, it's been a fun time so far, and I look forward to playing that more. So coming in at number 46 is Viniculture Tuscany. I won't play Viniculture without Tuscany anymore, so it's really Tuscany. This, I have the collector's edition, and it has so much content, but really Tuscany has everything Viniculture needed. So there's a board, there's 4 seasons, there's tons of stuff to do. It's pure Euro worker placement and planning out everything. Gotta get the grapes, gotta crush it into wine, and gotta get the contracts to fill the wine. There's so much. It's pretty heavy. It's a long game, but it's held up over the years. It stayed in my top 50 because it has that strong, like, sense of accomplishment. You need to do these things, and it's just so, there's so much to consider, and there's lots of ways to go about doing it, and it's wonderful. So Viniculture. I have number 45 is Mombasa. Now this has plummeted over the years, maybe because I just don't play it as much. So I'm not really sure, but it really wants to have 4 players to be a really good game, and that's probably why it's gone down. But the card management in this game is just so good. You're so limited because you can only take back so many cards, and so you want to play the good cards first so you can get them back earlier and faster. But there's so much to consider. It's a worker placement game also, where you're taking these different spots to, you know, do all these things and push out the companies and go on the tracks and do all these things. It's just, there's so much, and I've seen all sorts of strategies win this game. It's always been fun, and it hasn't let me down. It's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Number 44 is Realm of Sand. Now, Realm of Sand it's pretty abstract. It reminds me of Splendor a little bit, because there are these contracts in the middle of the game board so everybody can see, and you're trying to, like, get them first. So there's like a lineup of Splendor cards, like the same kind of thing. But what you're doing in the game is totally different. What you're doing in the game is drafting polyomino tiles and placing them on your board. So you can arrange your polyominoes. They're around the board, they're little polyomino squares. So there's a set of 3 colors. And then you'll collect these 3 colored squares and put them on your board in that same arrangement. And so you're going to be building up on your player board these patterns, and once you have the pattern, you can collect the card. And all these cards are different points and possibly abilities and different things that you're doing. So you want to try and do that as efficiently as possible, so you're not wasting any of the little squares on your board. And so it's very quick, and there's lots to consider, and that's what I like in a game. And it has a fair bit of abstractness, which I also enjoy. Number 43 is Flatline. This game is great. It's cooperative and stressful. There's so much tension because you are on the clock. You have a limited number of minutes in the game, because every round you set the timer and you go. And so once you hit the start, everybody's rolling dice to try and place on different patients, and you're trying to cure these patients as fast as possible. Some areas you need to work with others to complete, so you really have to be in communication with everybody at the table during that time. And so there's so much tension, because you're like, well, we need this, who has this, oh my god, oh my god. And so you're rushing around trying to do everything, and after so many rounds, if you haven't cured everybody, you lose. And I think I've won this game maybe once. I've played several times, and I've had so much fun every time. So it stays highly ranked in my ratings because it's so much fun. Number 42 is Skull King. And this game just works on so many levels because I can play with up to 6 people. I can bring it to family gatherings, and it's really easy to teach. So like my family played with me, and you know, a lot of games on my top 50 might not be games that my family would be interested in playing, but this is one of them. So that, you know, it really stands out because of that. Other people have asked me, well, why not this game? Well, this game, you know, the other games are great, but they usually require a certain number of people. This game is great because it works so well from like 3 to 6 players. So it's so versatile in how many people can play, and any number is really, it makes it a fun game. So this is a great card game. You should definitely check that one out. And finally, number 41 is Pathfinder Adventure Card Game, Skull and Shackles. Now specifically this one because there might be another one later on in the in the top 50. But Skull and Shackles really dives in for you being able to be a pirate. I had such an amazing time playing my pirate character with my swashbuckling traits and my cool allies who were awesome, and we could use boats to do all these different things, and I really felt like I was a pirate. And I'm not really into thematic games as much. I mean, I am more nowadays than I was. So it's pretty exciting to see, you know, to come alive as a pirate, basically. And so I really have been enjoying the Pathfinder games, and Skull and Shackles was a really good time. So that was my 50 through 41. Check out next time for 40 through 39.
The end of the game, and you could get this from Miniature Market, right, Grandpa?
You can get this from Miniature Market. That's right.
Yeah, everything you need. Bye.